said it's past the mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. I said it's past the mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. It's past the mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. It's past the mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. Every single man needs some support.
Welcome to the Pastor Mike Son Podcast Show. I'm your host, Terrance Clark, and I have some very special guests here tonight. But before we get into that, I want to make sure y'all go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the Pastor Mike Son Podcast. Also, make sure you check into our website and purchase the Mike Society clothing apparel. That's our new clothing apparel that we're coming out with. September the 1st is our anniversary of the Pastor Mike Son Podcast Show. So I'll give you guys more details about that show as well, too. And before we start any show, we always say this before any show starts. We don't pass judgment, we pass the mic. All right. So now that I got that out of the way, I want to introduce my special guest today. And the reason why I say they're special guests, because they are our first married couple that we've had on the Pastor Mike Son podcast show. So, shout out to the married couple. Yes. Yes. All right. So I'm gonna do a nice introduction for you guys. All right. So tonight we're celebrating a love story that began in a Baltimore nightclub and grew into more than 2 decades of partnership, family, faith, and purpose. Tavon and Robin Hawkins, better known as the Hawkins, met in 2004 after Tavon spotted Robin dancing across the room. Since then, they've built a marriage grounded in what they call the 3 C's: communication, commitment, and compromise. Today, they are raising 3 daughters, thriving professionally, building their dream life, and showing the world that Black love rocks and real love still exists. Please welcome Tavon and Robin Hawkins to the Pastor Mike Son Podcast Show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yes,
that
was
a
beautiful introduction, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem, man.
It's love, man.
Nothing like saying Black love. So
hey,
I'm very happy to get into our conversation tonight.
Let's do it.
All right. So first things first, let's jump right into it. So the night that everything changed. So take us back to the nightclub in Canton in 2004. What do each of you remember about that night when you met? Let's start with the missus first.
Okay, so it was a Morgan Coppin party, and it was in December. But for some reason, a lot of us girls are walking around with no jackets on. Like, everybody wanted to look good, show their body. Yeah. So I was going down there with some girlfriends, but being a freshman in college, some people drove, some people didn't. So I don't know if I had I think I had my car by then. But I wound up driving down there by myself. And some of my girlfriends were already inside. So get out the car, start walking to the club. It was called Club Flirt, for anyone who Club remembers Flirt. That time back in
pun intended
2004. So I'm walking around the corner and I see this gentleman and he's with 2 other guys. And he's just like, of course, men are trying to talk to all the girls that's walking in because it was like a straight shot. And he was just like, what's up, shorty? So I just looked at him and I was just like, I'm not your shorty. And I just proceeded to the club.
Right.
So I didn't get a good look at him, but, it wasn't like he was bad. But of course, I'm not just gonna turn around for anybody who hollers. Right. So I get inside. I'm, looking around. Some of my girlfriends are already dancing, but I'm a party girl, but I'm also very reserved. So I'm not the type of person that as soon as I get in the club, I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm scoping the scene. I'm kind of getting a feeling for who's in there. Yeah. Where's the exit? Just in case I gotta run. But then after a while, I started drinking, started dancing, and that's when, it was feeling good. So then that's when I saw him come in again. I saw him come in, and he was like, because it was some steps, so he was like towards the top of the steps, and I saw him looking at me, and then he tried to. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tay, because I think you tried to talk to me twice while we were inside, or maybe no.
No, No, I only saw you that one time inside the club.
Okay.
You know.
So he saw me. He was looking at me dance from like a top.
Mm-hmm.
So he saw, and I looked up at him, and I was like, "Oh, that's the same guy from outside. He's kind of cute."
Mm-hmm.
So once he and I locked eyes, he came down and was like, "Can I have this dance?" So I was just like, "All right," And we started dancing, but then he and I both are more talkers than dancers.
Mm-hmm.
We dance, but we like conversation. So after like a couple songs, we were like, let's just go to the bar and have a conversation.
Yeah.
So come to find out, during this conversation, we discovered that I went to Milford. I already graduated though.
Right.
He went to Milford.
Right.
He already graduated. So we were laughing because we would have never met in Milford because I'm 4 years younger than him. So he had a whole career at Milford.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a whole career at Milford.
Yeah.
And we were out of Milford. Like I never saw him in Randallstown, nothing. He never saw me. It was like two different worlds.
Right.
And we just happened to meet at that moment. So we were like, damn, like you went to Milford? But from me being from New York, he was like, how the fuck you from Milford? You from New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I was telling him my story. Then we started talking about other things that we like, mainly cereal. Because when you're only 19, 18, like we don't have a whole lot going on. I'm like, what's your favorite food? Oh, cereal. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite food. So we just started going back and forth like, what's your favorite this? What's your this? And it was like the next thing we were talking for like 2 hours in the club. We wasn't even dancing.
And
I don't know if you want to pick up from there because I don't want to take the whole story.
Hold on. You said you're from New York, right? Brooklyn?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Shout out to Brooklyn.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
And the accent is not going anywhere. We just moved back from New York about maybe like 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He brought me back to New York actually. So that's way down the line. Yeah, so we exchanged numbers and I love when we met because that was like right on the cusp of social media. So it was an actual, you give me your number and I can talk to you versus what is going on nowadays that like having communication with people, picking up the phone and hearing their voice and understanding what, the cadence of with their mood is very important, which is unfortunately missed today. But we exchanged numbers. I was going to Morgan at the time. So when I came back to my dorm, I was like, I met a man, y'all. They was like, what? I'm like, I met somebody. So, I mean, you can pick up from there.
I thought you said you met your husband.
That was after our first date.
Oh.
That was after our first date.
I thought I swept you off for feet.
Not the first night.
Okay, I'm not that smooth.
No,
Break it
not
back,
that
brother.
smooth.
Break it back.
I'm not that slick. I'm not
You
that
was
slick.
okay.
I thought you knew right then and there.
Right then and there, I went to rip her clothes off.
So you were persistent in the club. So you were locked in. So that means you didn't see anybody else. That you were straight locked in to Robin.
So I think before our paths crossed in the club, I was doing my thing, having a good time. There was no chemistry with anybody else in there until I bumped into her.
Mind you, he bought a car full of girls down there with him.
Let me jump in.
He was with a slew of women.
Let me tell my side of not side, but let me give you my path of how it all went down. So, I was going to Coppin at the time. I was single, my high school sweetheart. I don't know if you remember her, but we broke up like a year ago. And so I had a year of getting myself ready for my next relationship because I wanted to be in a relationship. But I was having a good time out here as a single man for, I guess, about 8 or 9 months. So, but I was going to Coppin at the time and that night, it was, a group of females from Cobbin that wanted to ride to the club. So I'm like, okay, ain't nobody hold me back. Sure, y'all can ride with me. So they all roll with me. I get down there. I meet up with my cousins. I let them out. There was one particular female that I was interested in, but whatever. Right. But anyway, my cousins, they met me down there. So when I saw Robin outside the club on the way in, I was howling at my cousins who just showed up. So, so we get in there and, it's live, I saw Robin like dancing with this dude and I just kind of stood there and I watched her and I watched her vibe. You know, she looked like she was having a good time. She has a beautiful smile. Mm-hmm. I just sat there and I just watched her for a little bit. And then, you know, I just was like, you know, like she said, either can I have this dance or, you know, what's up? Can we, you know, get it in a little bit? And it was like we danced the whole night for the most part. The chemistry was real.
Yeah.
And so what she was talking about after we got off the dance floor, you know, we stood at the bar and we just continued with the vibe, continue talking, continue trying to get to know each other right there. And she gave me her number.
So what gave you the confidence to actually go up to her? Like, were you like, all right, I want her to be mine, or you was, you know, you was feeling good, you had a couple drinks,
yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm trying to holler at Shorty.
She was very sexy. Okay. Very sexy, very attractive, you know, and
that was a long time ago.
She's still very sexy, very attractive. Stop it. But anyway, it was just like, you know, she just had a certain energy about her that brought me in. Mm-hmm. And so, I felt it as soon as, you know, me and her got close and we got to talking and stuff like that. Her personality was radiant. Mm-hmm. And so, she intrigued me. You know, she is 4 years younger than me. So, but her maturity was just beyond. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I looked past that. Right. I had to look past that.
Okay. All right. So did you know that first night that you wanted to marry her? Or
no,
it took some time?
It took some time. Okay, hell yeah. Okay. Especially because it took a long time for that.
A long time.
Yeah, for sure. But like, I'll tell you this, it took me a couple days to call her. Mm-hmm. I was working as a mechanic in a shop and me and my cousin worked together. Yeah. And I was telling him, I was like, yo, I met this shorty in the club. I met this female in the club, yo, but she 18 years old. I was like 20. I was 22. So I was like, she 18. He was like, yo, just call her, yo. Just give it a shot. You know, just call her. And so during my break time, I clearly remember this standing outside the shop. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, I'm gonna call her. Yeah. So I called her and she answered the phone right away. We get to talking, and again, it was more energy, more, you know, just vibe over the phone. Like it just seeped through. Yeah. And I asked her to go out with me. I was like, yo, let's go out. Let's go to a restaurant. Let's kick it. And she appreciated that. So
listen, because I was actually in a relationship.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go there.
So I was in a relationship with that guy since I was 16. Like, I was always in a relationship for some reason. Mm-hmm. Like, since I was in middle school, I just always had a boyfriend. Yeah. And I think that particular guy at the time, he was also 4 years older than me. Mm-hmm. Everybody I've always dated was older than me, but that's neither here nor there. But he was in college at one point in time, and I met him working at a fast food restaurant. I don't want to give any shout outs to any particular places. Right. But he was the manager there, and he liked me a lot. Like, it was a lot of girls in it, but he was like, I want her. Right. And maybe not the best situation because I was a crew member and he was a manager, but he honed in on me, and then we started dating. But he had left school. He was in college and he had a break, and then he couldn't afford to go back. So he just kind of went on his path of working in a fast food restaurant. But then when I started going to school, I felt like it was like a little bit of resentment because I was now starting my collegiate journey, and he was still there. So he felt like I was going to shoot past him. Like, he was pissed. Like, he was just always mad. Like, and I was trying to invite him to like Morgan stuff and trying to like, hey, come, these are my new friends. And he was just like, no, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to go. So he was being very unsupportive. So when I met Tavon, and then he didn't have much money, and I'm not big on money, but Tavon really showed me a different side. Right. Because I was young. So most girls didn't have guys who had money anyway. Like, barely had cars. Like, who's whining and dining somebody at 19, but he was still 22. He had a job. Right. So he didn't meet even Tavon's level. So when Tavon called and told me that he wanted to take me out, he told me he wanted to take me to the Water Table, which is one of the nicest restaurants in Baltimore City then.
At the time.
At the Renaissance.
Yeah.
So I'm like, damn, he get this big guns right here. And I have never even been there before.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, I was just like, okay, like that's what's up. And he was very intentional. Whereas with my then boyfriend, he would never suggest anything like that. In fact, one of his dates with me was at KFC.
Yeah.
So, and that was for my birthday, I think.
So you saw stability with Tavon.
I'm not gonna say stability. Tavon doesn't carry himself like he's wavering. He's not a type of person who he doesn't come into a situation like he doesn't have it together.
Yeah.
But he didn't have it together. But he wanted to present well to me because he felt like I was that girl for him. Yeah. So he wanted to bring out the big guns with me. I believe so.
I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready. It was nothing standing in my way. Nobody holding me back. I was just ready for somebody that was going to be, very intentional as well, but into me. You know what I mean? Like one of the biggest things about Robin in the beginning for me was her smile, like, and the way she looked at me. Like she smiled, like when we was at the water table, I was sitting there and we would be talking and she would just be gazing and looking at me and smiling. And yes. And I was like, damn, yo, she get me a little aroused just looking at me.
Rip her clothes up right in there.
Yeah, like, woo, okay, she liked me. And that's what I needed at the time. And so that just could, that for me, that was, just pouring gas on the fire. It was just pouring gas on the fire for me to just continue to, like she said, be intentional and continue to do different things and be experimental and fun and, let's just have a good time.
After the date, after the water table, he took me up Federal Hill and we had our first kiss overlooking, a lot of people even now don't get there.
Yeah.
It takes time,
right,
months of dating or whatever before a man or want to take you up there. But that was how we started. Yeah, so my expectations are like,
and because it's not from Baltimore. It was like the city was
everything was new to me.
My oyster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The city was my oyster.
He knew Baltimore.
Yeah, I could show her anything. Like when I was up, this is like a little running joke. When I took her up on the hill, I was like, "Yo, everything the light touches is yours, baby. Everything the light touches
I like that.
Everything the light touches, just look over the hill. That all that's
like
yours.
The Lion King.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I use Baltimore to my advantage to show her everything that the city had to offer because she's not from here and we were just young and having a good time.
Yeah.
So at what point in your relationship where you were like, okay, it's time for us to take the next step and be serious? Not the marriage part, but
I got you.
As far as relationship, like, okay,
that's I'm going to tell you this. Yeah. So after that date, I came back to my dorm room and I called my boyfriend and I ended with him right then and there. Like, I called him and I was like, it's over.
She's like, I found my man.
Yeah, it was, and it was like, what? And I was just like, it's over. I found somebody new. That was my conversation. I didn't have I'm not looking back. I'm not playing no games. I found a new person and you're done. I'm starting this life with him. That was it.
And that was big of you because most people wouldn't communicate that. They would just, move on, like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it moving. So
you have to. I mean, it was no reason to because I was that into him and I was like, and then where we were, I could already see that was not gonna turn into anything better.
Yeah.
So, I was like, nah. So that's when I came in to the dorm and I was just like, I found my new husband, y'all. So he was like, oh my God. So I knew, to your question, I knew that I wanted to be with him. I don't know when we made it official. I don't think we ever really talked about it. Like, I don't think we ever said, I think you did maybe say, do you want to be my girl? But we would just, every day, we was hanging out literally, Terrance, every day since then, we were together.
Wow.
Like, every day.
Okay. Yeah,
I mean, I was in school, so not every day, but then when summer...
I think it was
a whole thing.
Yeah, I think it was just like as we just started getting more serious and intimate and all this other stuff.
We were just on the phone all the time. Then he started coming to the dorm. Then
it was just like, yo,
I was spending the night at his house. And then he would drive me to school. And mind you, he lived in Woodlawn. And he would drive me all the way to Morgan every day.
Oh, wow.
He would take me to Morgan every day.
Or I would take it to the bus if I couldn't.
Yeah, or the bus.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where, so now my first semester is done. He got to meet all of the friends that I have now from college. They knew him just as long as they've known me. Mm-hmm. So they're all my best friends. But we all grew up together in a sense because I started, it was December. So, school starts in August, September. Yeah. It's only a couple months. And then they met him. Yeah. So anyway, second year, my sophomore year, I move in, get another room with the girlfriend, and during winter break, I just moved out. Like I was like, babe, because I was at his house much. Yeah. I was like, it don't even make no sense for me to stay in this room, and I just moved out. And I didn't even tell my roommate.
And you was ready for that.
I mean, whatever support she needed, I was willing to provide it. So like if her choice was to move out, I'm like, all right, baby, come stay with me. Okay. I was living with my grandfather and my brother at the time. Okay. My mother kind of left us the place to kind of, hold down the fort. So I was living with them, and, she was just, with me.
I was there. I had my own. I didn't have my own. I lived with my dad. It was just me and my father. Mm-hmm.
She was there. She was there with me. I took care of her, as far as just making her feel comfortable and safe in a house full of men, me, my brother, my youngest brother, my grandfather, so she got close to the family, and, we just kind of thugged it out like that until the semester ended. Mm-hmm. And then once summertime came around, she went back to her dad's house, and I was still coming over there visiting and stuff like that. Yeah. But it got real bad at the house that I was living in, because there was a lot of side stuff going on, that I ain't really had nothing to do with. Right, and at that point, I was like, you know what? I need to get my own place. Mm-hmm. And, me and Robin, since then, it's been elevating. But yeah, we moved in, we got our own place together, and that's when it really got
It worked out. It worked out because my father was getting married to this woman that he wanted to move into her house.
Right. So it was perfect time.
My father's, from New York. So, and she was from Baltimore. So she already had a house. She already had like an old marriage. She had kids and all of that. So when they got married, my father was like, okay, me and you are going to her house. And I'm like, okay, let me check out. I was being optimistic. Like, let me check out the house. I met the woman's daughters and stuff like that. She had a daughter that was my age. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I'll have a sister that's my age. But then when they showed me where I was going to be living in the house, it was like a closet. In Park Heights. And the house was not, it was dilapidated.
Say less.
So I'm like, okay, this is not going to work because me and her are like 18, 19. We don't need to be sharing a room. Mm-hmm. And then y'all giving me a space that's not even inhabitable. Mm. So I talked to Tavon about that. Like, this is about to happen for me. Yeah. And his situation was happening. So we were just like, all right, let's just move in together.
Yeah. It was perfect time.
It was perfect time.
It really was. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Who said I love you first?
Well, that was so long ago, Tim. I don't even know. I think it was Tavon.
Yeah, I would say me. I'll take the charge for that.
Yeah, because I'm not I love you person. Right. Like, I don't say it often. Yeah. I say it in like, I love you, love you. Like, but not like, I love you.
Right. Yeah. It's the New York version.
Yeah. Like,
I probably said it first.
I
probably said it first. But yeah, we moved in this apartment. It was really nice on the east side of Baltimore. Mm-hmm. We were there for like 8 years? What?
Yeah, well, we started with a 1-bedroom. Well, we moving too fast with the story, but yeah, we got an apartment and we were just having a good time. Like I was working. Yeah. I wound up dropping out of school for a semester because life is happening.
Yeah, of course.
So, but my education was my priority. So I dropped out for 1 year, I think it was, so we could focus on the apartment and stuff.
I did the same thing. I stopped going to school for a little bit. Yeah. But then
we both was like, no, we got to go back to school. This is crazy.
Yeah, I was determined that if my wife was going to have her degree. I was going to have mine. So I wasn't going to let, her out-educate me. You know what I mean? I want to get my degree too. And she was my motivation to go back to school. She finished school before me.
Yeah. So y'all want to be equally yoked.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course. That's always important.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We wound up, we had a baby, but, I walked across the stage and I had my baby, our baby.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I don't want to get too deep because I know you have other questions.
Yeah. So when you guys moved in with each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's different when you move in with each other because you're learning about each other.
Oh, yeah.
You're learning about the things that you don't like
mm-hmm.
and the things that, we need to have a conversation here because I don't like this and I don't want it to affect our relationship. So how did that conversation come, or did that even happen as far as where there's things that you didn't like about him and things you didn't like about her once y'all had that place with each other and learning each other?
Mm-hmm.
It was so easy. Me and Tay didn't have much confrontation. Like, we were very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when it came to our style, we were similar. When it came to, like, our work ethic, we were very similar. He always had a good job. Like, back then, he was, I've seen him mature into these new careers, but back then, he was a school bus driver, and then he became a limo driver, then he started working for MTA. Like, he was always elevating.
Yeah.
And then me, I was working at T-Mobile, and then I became an assistant manager, and then I started working. What did I do after that? I was working for Comcast, but then it was something else that I did. But we were always we always had good jobs. We like to entertain. Tavon and I, we both like people. We like our families. We were always having events. Yeah. We was the first, I guess people in the family to have a big screen, flat screen TV.
Yeah, football parties and stuff like that.
We had football parties. We never really had any major arguments. Or like, this nigga, I can't believe he don't clean up after himself, or get your shit. Like, it was even if we had those things, it lasted for like a very short time. Wow. It was like things that we could resolve easily because it wasn't that big of a deal.
So that's what you call a good, healthy relationship.
Yeah, I think we were just great partners. We had we were great partners, and we worked well together. So we knew that, hey, we got bills to pay, we got to do this, we got to do that. Just being very responsible. This was actually my second time moving out. I had an apartment with Romel and Ronald. We went to school together. So
shout out to the fellas.
Yeah, shout out to what was it?
Complex.
Complex. Complex 2000. Complex. Yeah, shout out to Complex. But yeah, this was my second time getting my own place. So I kind of knew what to do and how to be responsible and take care of things. So she was a great partner.
That's great.
In that.
We didn't worry. We didn't have no issues with the bills. I was going food shopping.
We were young, excited.
Okay.
Then when our child came, that was a whole nother thing.
All right. So let's go from there. Yeah. So, and stop me if I got going a little bit here. So you guys been living with each other. How long were you living with each other before you had your first child?
She was born in 2010.
I think we moved together like 2006.
Okay. Yeah. So 4 years.
Yeah.
So when you found out that she was pregnant, what were your first initial thoughts, and were you like, all right, it's time, I need to make the next step in?
Okay.
And marry.
All right. So I'm in the military too.
Yeah.
So he had his stint where he would go away.
Yeah, I'm in the military.
So I kind of want to talk about that too, but I don't want to talk about that because that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, we could
talk about it all.
Yeah, we can talk about that. So yeah, I want
to talk about the good parts first.
Yeah, okay. It's good and bad. Look, we ain't peaches and cream for real.
Okay, nobody.
But I'm in the military, and I now have 22 years of service in the military. I'm still in part-time.
Thank you for your service. Sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
absolutely.
You. So, but back then, my job in the military was I was a firefighter in the Air Force, and my daughter was born in 2010. In 2012, I was deployed.
Well, no, he's talking about Autumn.
What?
Bring it back. He's asking what happened when I got pregnant.
Yeah, you're first.
So
well, you proposed to me when I was pregnant.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I
did. You skipped that whole part.
Yeah, don't skip that part.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so so yeah, I mean, it was just how serious we were. You know, my daughter was here. We were rocking and rolling. You know, everything was good. You know, house is good. You know, we loving on each other. We have a child now. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay, I was thinking within myself, like, yo, what's the next step that I need to take with her? And I was grappling over it, but I was doing my own processing with it. And I decided, I just went and got a ring. It wasn't expensive or anything like that, but you know, I was like,
he got on his hands and knees or his knees.
No, I think it was.
Yes,
I didn't really.
It was just the two of us.
I didn't like the way I proposed. I could have did it a little better.
Well, it was just the two of us. He came home. I just got off of work, and he I think I left
a note in the car or something like that.
Oh yeah, you said go upstairs or something, or maybe it was like go downstairs and get the ring out the car.
Yeah,
it was something crazy.
It was.
So anyway, he says to me, he gets on his knees and says, "You're having my baby, now I have my ring."
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just like, okay, yes.
It was.
And I gave him a hug. It was just the two of us. And it doesn't have to be in front of a group of people.
Exactly.
It was sincere because it was just the two of us. But I didn't know I wanted to get married at the time. Just keeping it a buck.
Wow.
Yeah, I was good with where we were.
Yeah.
Not to say when I was young, some girls envision like, oh, I want to get married. I want to be a wife. I wasn't that girl. I didn't think I was going to be like pop locking it and dropping it either.
Right.
But I never envisioned like the whole wedding. Like I don't know, maybe it's from Brooklyn and I didn't see that much growing up. So it wasn't in my mind. I always thought I was going to be a career woman.
Okay.
And I knew I was going to have a man, but my aspiration wasn't to get married.
Yeah.
So when he proposed, I was just like, oh, okay, now this is in my cards.
Yeah.
So of course I said yes because I still wanted to be with him.
So let me stop you right there. You said yes, but at that time, did you really mean the yes? Because I know you were thinking in the back of your mind, was like, I don't know, because I'm trying to do my career. I'm still trying to build who I am. So
I meant yes, but I didn't know. I said yes because I knew I wasn't going anywhere. I said yes because I was like, why not?
Right.
Versus, oh, I want to marry you.
Right.
I was going to be with him anyway, but I didn't. Marriage is different.
That's a whole other
it's a whole nother ball game. So, and until you get married, you don't realize what it is. So,
till death do you part.
It is, but people don't adhere to their vows.
Right.
I said yes because I was like, we've been together for 6 years already. No like foul play. Now there was some foul play, but it was to your point, and I didn't want to get to this too early on because we were both young, and I did feel like because he proposed to me when I was 23. So
23.
Well, Autumn was. Oh no! Yeah. I'm sorry. Not.
I was 29.
Autumn was born in 2000. I mean,
I think I was 27 when she was born.
I was 24. Or was I 26?
I think it was 28.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to think how old I was, but we were young.
Yeah.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, we were still in our early, at least I was 24, 25, something like that. So I was just like, yeah. I mean, I want to get married because this is now the father of my child.
Yeah.
I want to make sure he's here.
Yeah.
And then he wants to marry me. I'm not going to say no because I love him. I want to be with him. But in the back of my mind, I still did think that we were moving too fast because I didn't have the time or he didn't have the time. Well, he had a year, but I didn't have any time to like see other men and, just be out and I was kind of like his girl. And then we were just like, it was no break. So exactly. I tried to leave one time though. I was telling him, I was like, babe, I think we should break up. And I don't even want to go into the story, but I will. So he was like, well, what does that look like? And I'm like, well, we could just break up. And we was like, what are we gonna do with the apartment? And I was like, we could live in here together, and you can see other women, I'll see other men. We just figure it out. So we were just trying to figure if that even made sense. Yeah. So we were just like, let's just do it, because I was like, I don't want to be with you anymore, because I want to, you know, we're too young for this.
Right.
So he agreed, and I was on the phone with some people, and then one day he tried to call my bluff. So I came home, and he had another bitch in the house.
Oh, my man.
So fast. So
okay.
I'm like, here he go. So I'm just like, whatever. Because I was like, that's what I wanted. That's what I proposed.
Okay.
So now I can't renege on what I proposed, because I was like, maybe we could do. I was like, you can have somebody here, I got somebody here.
But I know you inside you was heated, though.
Oh, at first I wasn't, because I was trying to be cool. Because I'm a person, when I make a decision, I stick by it.
Right.
Unless I start to think otherwise.
Yeah.
So I was just like, all right, he's doing what we talked about, so I can't be mad.
Yeah.
I can't. So I just started like moving around the house, or letting them stay in the living room. So now I'm in the kitchen and I'm trying to make some food.
That's gotta be so awkward.
So then I wound up going in our room.
We living life.
Yeah. So then I want to go in the room. Then I come back out, and now the girl, he's on top of the girl.
I was?
Yeah.
Okay.
You was rubbing on her leg.
You a brave man. You are a brave.
Now he's on top of her, and they like kissing or whatever. So I'm like, oh my God. So then I was just like, I went in the bedroom, and I called him on his phone. I was like, look, if you don't get this bitch out of here, I'm gonna fuck both of y'all ass.
Yeah.
He was just like, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, no, you being mad disrespectful, like you going crazy.
Yeah,
so then he just like,
he's going too hard. Tell you, I ain't gonna lie, brother.
I mean, I didn't know what else. I was being me.
Yep. So from there, so he told the girl it's time for us to go. Come to find out, this bitch didn't have a car, so now he's like, okay, we have to drive her home.
We
have to drive her home.
Well, I think
or maybe you said I'm gonna drive her home, and I said I'm coming.
She was coming, yeah.
So now we both in the car. I'm in the front seat, because this bitch ain't
kept your cool that whole time.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna be. I ain't getting mad at her. She just there.
Bless your heart.
He invited her, and she don't know what she walking into. That's not fair to her.
Yeah.
So now we driving. So then she was just like, your name is Robin, right? And I was like, yeah. So she was just like, let me just tell you something. You got a good man. Because this was all played. This was all planned. She was like, Tavon met me. I don't know where you met this lady.
I don't know.
He was like, he met her and told her what me and he was going through. And he was like, I want to see how she's going to react if we do these things. So she went along with it. And from there, she was like, your man loves you. You shouldn't leave him, and all of this stuff.
Wow.
From her. So now I'm just sitting in the car like, oh my goodness. So now we drop her off. So that whole thing that we were talking about in terms of like separating, that was dead. It just ended right there. So
you already planned that?
Yeah.
Yes. Talk about manipulation.
I did. I don't know what I was thinking. I was.
I mean, both of y'all were young.
We was young. I didn't want what she wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted to stay together. She wasn't ready for how fast we were moving and elevating and stuff like that. But I didn't want that. I wanted to be with her. You know what I'm saying? So, I met this girl, and I was confiding in her and telling her about, what was going on. And she just kind of was like, well, I'll come over. And yeah, it was crazy. We was young. I'm glad it didn't get no more crazier than that. Yeah. We just took the girl home, and me and Robin, again, we patch shit up. We say I apologize, I love you, baby, and we keep it moving.
Yeah, we came back. We fucked that same night, and it was just like
we just came back to each other. That's just what it is.
If y'all didn't get through that, then y'all can get through
anything.
Oh, we have more.
Anything.
That's easy stuff.
Anything. So like,
that's baby stuff.
So I was being deployed. And I knew like maybe a year ahead of time that I was going to be deployed. And we already have been through a lot, just being young together, but trying to stay together.
Yeah.
And that combined with, how I felt about her, plus we had a child together, that being deployed and having to go away. I was deployed to Bahrain for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
And, I wanted to solidify my relationship with her. I wanted to also provide.
You going way far. You're going all the way to the marriage. We're still like in the apartment.
Okay, we talking about the proposal, right?
Yeah.
And what led me to propose to you? What led me to propose to you?
So you don't want to talk about us getting a 2-bedroom apartment when Autumn came, and then eventually getting a house. You want to, you skip all of that.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how deep, Terrance, you want to go.
Deep as y'all want to go. So,
because I feel like Tavon is going far.
Okay.
Like
all right. Well,
he's not as detailed.
Go ahead.
As I am.
Take the next step, and then I'll piggyback off of you. Go ahead.
Well, his question was if y'all could get through that, y'all could get through anything. So I was like, that's baby. That's baby stuff.
Okay.
But we didn't have a whole lot after that. We just, because now I'm pregnant. So it was just like, all outside influences is done. We focus on our family. Wound up moving into a 2-bedroom because we both had the same mindset. And that's the crazy thing, is that we always thought the same.
Yeah.
So we were like, even though we were living in a 1-bedroom, most young couples were like, all right, 1-bedroom is just fine. But we both was like, no, our baby has to come in and have her own room. I want a nursery, and the apartment was like $1,000 more or something. But we both was like, we're gonna do it because we want this for our new baby.
Now let's stay up with the new baby, because a lot of times when couples have their first kid, and both of them learning, right, and the mom is all about the baby. It kind of forgets about the husband or the man. So how did y'all navigate through that? And you still needing your time with each other versus take care of the baby, because a lot of times, mom is all about the baby. This is my baby right here. I'm trying to, I'm a new mom. I want to make sure that I'm the best mom. I don't want my baby to hate me. Nothing like that. So how did y'all get through that process? Or was that
it wasn't a thing?
Okay.
So when I was pregnant, we were still going out on dates and everything. Like even up to my last
and
my 8th, 9th month, I have a picture of me. We celebrated New Year because our daughter was born January 10th. We was at the club, New Year, big stomach and all. Like, and I'm like, my man, he rubbing my stomach.
Yeah. But I always had my own outlets too. Like, I don't know. I think I started riding motorcycles and stuff like that.
Okay.
Around that time. Yeah, it was around that time I got my first bike and stuff. So I had my own outlets. I had to, take care of myself. I mean, that's just what it was for me to take care of myself. Yeah, she had to take care of the baby and support the, baby and stuff like that. I was always there. I enjoyed being in the house too, supporting, and, that's my baby girl. You know what I mean? So I enjoyed that. That really wasn't a thing.
We didn't have that. It was never the baby over him. You were always just together. Like it was whatever support you need for the baby. But I never put the kid. You know how like some couples fight because, well, you got the baby in the bed, so now the man got to get kicked out the bed. We didn't have none of that. Like the baby would sleep in the bed with us. We would be having sex in the bed with the baby in there. Like I never made him. I never stopped giving him attention just because we had a child. Because I was so into him.
No, for sure. But I still
and him didn't stop giving me attention either.
Yeah, that never was.
We were very intentional about date nights. I remember our first date night after Autumn came. We went back to the water table. Remember that? And it was like a salsa night or something like that. We went back, and we was like, "Oh, we want to get back to ourselves."
Yeah.
Our first outing after Autumn was born, I think we went to Ruby Tuesdays. That was our very first date, and that was only like a week later. So it didn't stop me. It didn't slow me down.
Yeah.
I even to this day, we still date, weekly. it's not fuck those kids, but it's like, this is my man.
Right, exactly. and
we like to have fun.
And a lot of people don't understand that, y'all two have to come first in order for y'all to be there for your kids. Right. And so your kids need to see that healthy relationship. So when they get older, they know how to treat their wife or their husband. So absolutely.
Yeah, we're very intentional about that. Even like, again, I know I'm jumping ahead, but
no, it's good.
In our household now, we let our kids see us in the bed together. Because they should see mommy and daddy in the bed together. That's normal. They should see mommy and they can come lay in the bed with us. But they should see us, even if we're not even clothed. They should see us in the bed.
So that's a great segue into my next question, into the 3 C's that I talked about earlier, right? Yeah. Let's talk about communication, right? What does communication look like in the Hawkins household?
Let me. Okay, so we communicate about any and everything, the tough conversations, emotions, how you feel, about this or how you feel about that, and sometimes it could be painstaking. It's like, yo, why you still? I thought we already talked about this.
We had a conversation last night.
Yeah, why, I thought we already talked about this. Why are you still upset? Because I gotta get it out. If you don't feel fulfilled, if you don't feel supported and understood about your emotions and how you feel, we don't dismiss. We allow space for it. We support each other in that. And it's a constant exercise.
Yeah.
And you don't just magically become a good communicator. You got to be real intentional about it and practice it, and put certain tools in place to like really garner like effective communication, so that whatever the issue is, whatever you're discussing, one could feel soothed and settled emotionally about whatever that issue may be. So we take, and Robin is an excellent communicator. I'm always trying to catch up with her to be as a detailed communicator as possible. Words matter. You got to say the right words. You got to articulate yourself in the right way, or else you'll be misunderstood.
Yeah, 'cause I'm like,
and she'll take exactly what you say and hold you to what you say. It can't be no missteps or
but you said
it's got to be exactly what you saying out your mouth, and be held accountable to it. So like, communication, that's one of those things that you got to be in the gym with all the time, working on and practicing it. And we do that faithfully when it comes to issues. You got to tackle things immediately. Don't go to bed with shit on your mind. Let's get it out now so that we can move past it or get to a place of resolve, because you walk around like it's never been. I don't think I've ever been so mad at my wife that I ain't talked to her for a week, or I stopped talking to her for a no extended amount of time.
Maybe the most is maybe a day and a half.
A day or two or something like that. Maybe not even that. Because I can't let things just settle on me and in me and not be able to talk about it to the one person that I'm sharing space with and that I'm living with. This is my companion, my partner, and I gotta address it. I'm a emotional guy. So if I'm bothered, I gotta bring it to her, and hopefully we can get to a place where I can now move on, because it's going to take up my day. So communication is gotta be something that's like core in our relationship.
So that brings up perfectly to my next question. So you're the one that needs to address that situation immediately, and are you the one that takes time to process?
No, I don't take. So I don't know if it's me being from New York or if it's just my personality. I'm a straight shooter. I'm very direct.
Okay.
So if something happens, I'm addressing it right in and there. I don't like shit lingering at all.
Right.
Because of that, we're always talking, to your point.
Yeah.
We talk at least 20 to 30 times a day, every day, on the phone. Like when he's at work, I'm calling him, he's calling me, and then after work, what's up with the kids? Da, 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 da. Then after that, we in the house. Da, da, da. Like, there's not a time where we're not talking about something.
Wow, that's great.
And I know couples that they, I ain't talked to my husband all day. I'm like, how? Yeah. How is it that you didn't tell him that you had a bad day? Or how did you not talk to him about what you want for dinner? Like, how did you not talk to him about what somebody said to you today? How did you? Because I talked to him about, so he's my best friend and he's been my best friend for a long time. Mm-hmm. Now, because of that, sometimes in marriages, people use their partner. So, okay, let me put it to you like this. Mm-hmm. Some marriages, the husband or the wife got other people that they talk to. So they fulfill that from other people. Mm-hmm. I don't have that. Mm-hmm. My mother passed away. My brother passed away. I do have a slew of friends, but I got a lot of married friends, but a lot of my married friends, they dealing with their marriage. And then I got some single friends, but they don't always understand what I'm going through. So I use Tavon for everything. And that sometimes is not good because you can't get everything out of one person. Right, but we've pushed it to limits with each other. Like, you're my father, you're my best friend, you're my husband, you're
the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, it's like, and he comes to me for everything. And then when it comes to like family stuff, well, I don't like what your mother said. Well, what did she say? So, and then we have different communication styles. So when we have similar styles, but Tavon is a little bit more graceful and forgiving than I am. I'm like, I'm shooting, and he feel like I'm too abrasive. And I feel like he's too passive sometimes. So sometimes the conversation that we have is, if it's about a topic, it takes a long time for us to get through it because of our communication styles. Right. But then eventually we get it because we have to get through all the nuances. And I mean, we talk a lot, like more than anybody, any couple I know.
So let me jump in real quick because we
talk through things.
We talk through things, but one of the things, so we, in our relationship, we meet a lot of people and stuff like that, and we met a couple that actually gave us some tools to use in our communication, and it's about recognizing who, in the moment, if you're feeling emotional, if you're feeling some type of way about something, in the moment, you can identify yourself as like who's speaking, who that emotion that's inside of you, who's speaking. Is it your ego that's coming at me? Is it your higher self coming at me? Or is it the animal? And so sometimes we would use those tools before we communicate about whatever is ailing us or whatever's going on. Like if I want to say, babe, I need to have a communication, she'll ask me, or I want to talk to you, and she'll ask me, well, who's speaking? And I'll say, well, this is the animal. So now she can be prepared that I'm about to go in.
I like that.
And she can then, she can also have grace for how I'm articulating myself. If it's the higher self, then I'm coming from a certain level of thought, and the higher self doesn't lie. The higher self is all knowing, and then the ego tells lies about everything. So this is my vulnerable self, or this is the self that's being scared about something that I don't need to be scared about.
So we got that from a very prominent couple. So not social media, but this person has been in like therapy. And they're poly, this person, this lady. I don't even know if I should plug her, but I mean, I don't mind, but she has 2 husbands. Okay. So we were going through something that we couldn't get over. Right. And we were communicating, but he was missing what I was saying. I was kind of like missing what he was saying. Yeah. So he was like, well, how do we get this resolved? Because I was feeling some type of way about this experience. And I was just like, this is how I feel about it. But he was just like, you shouldn't feel that way. But I'm like, nigga, don't tell me how I should feel. Right. So like, because you can't. Right. So we were just having problems with that. So we sought this person, and we was like, well, she got 2 husbands, so she knows how to communicate. Right. So like that's the master communicator right there. Because how do you do that?
So they had like a cohort that we joined, and it wasn't about that type of lifestyle. It was really just about how to communicate. Because those type of people, if they engaged in those types of relationships, if they engage in those types of relationships, then they must know how to talk to each other. They must have some sort of tool. So give me those tools so we can use them for our circumstances or anything. And it was couples from all across
over the country
that listened in to get these types of tools. So we when we talk about communication, we have our own style, but we have done some study and we're
very intentional about being better at communicating,
and they're the tools that they got that that we could possibly use for ourselves.
And sometimes Tavon, like you said, you admire the way I communicate because I'm not someone who like minces my words. Like I rarely say things that I don't mean. Now, granted, I may make a correction later, but I'm very sure about what I say at the time. With Tavon, sometimes he says certain things that is masked as something else. And then I'm like, well, that's not what, so that's what I was saying, like, that's not what you said. And he was like, well, I meant it like that. And I'm like, you need to tell me how you feel and tell me what it is, because what you just said is not what you meant. And that thing always gets us like, it gets ruffled because I'm like, yo, Tay, you got to work on that.
So is that a trigger for you?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I say what I mean. And now I can evolve from how I felt. And I can take back what I said if I, not just say what if I didn't mean it that way. Because I try to mean what I say at the moment. But if I change my mind later, then I'll say I changed my mind. So you know this is no longer my thought. But I meant it in that moment when I said it. Where with him, sometimes he doesn't say what he means in the moment. And that definitely is a trigger for me.
Do you think he's just trying to spare your feelings when he does that?
I think Tavon, he's not trying to spare my feelings, but Tavon really wants to make me happy a lot of times. And I want to make him happy, but I'm like, we can't do that for each other.
All the time.
You have to make yourself happy, and I can support you in your happiness. But
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand that. Like, it's not your partner's what's the word I want to use? It's not their
obligation job.
Yes, to make you happy. You have to be happy.
Definitely.
If you can't make yourself happy, how can you make your partner happy?
Exactly.
So
I
appreciate that.
It's not a happy wife, happy life, happy. You know what I mean? It's happy self. Happy self. It ain't no happy wife, happy life. Is because now you are neglecting your own self-worth and your own self-happiness for somebody else. It's got to be happy self, happy everybody.
Yeah, because when I see him happy, I'm happy. Like, if I know you're happy, that already just makes me happy. But if you're trying to make me happy, so it was a big thing. Like, I'm not big on Tavon buying me gifts because his style is different from mine. So when we were like dating and like even after we got married, he bought me, I remember one Christmas, he bought me some sneakers, but the sneakers had a heel on it. And it was like a wedge. And then he was so hype about these sneakers. I opened the box and I was just like, and he was like, why you don't like my gift? I'm like, I just don't like them. And he was like, oh, well, I know style and this, and you should be happy. I'm like, nigga, I don't like them.
See, and I appreciate you being honest, because instead of being phony and be like, oh, thank you, babe. And then find out later, I really didn't like the gift. Y'all had an argument. Because it comes back in an argument. So
I'm very upfront. So I was thankful he got it for me, but I did not like it. And I mean, quite as it's kept, even my wedding ring, the first ring he told you, he just went and got it. But when he showed it to me, I was like, it's nice, but I want a different ring.
I ain't mind you replacing it.
And he went with me to the store. And then, but the new ring that I picked out, well, we picked out together, but it was one that I liked. I was happy. I wasn't going to be happy with the ring he had because I know what I like. But, I want him to be there with me to support the things that I like. But he can't make me like something. You know what I mean? Just like I can't make him like something. It just has to be what he likes. So, over the years, I had to explain to him, like, babe, I love you and I appreciate you considering me, but if you buy me a gift, you probably want me to come with you because I don't want you to be mad if I don't like it. Because we just different. I remember one time even my new car, before I was getting a new car, he was suggesting all these cars to me, and I'm like, no. He's like, how you not gonna like this car? I'm like, nigga, because I'm not you. I don't want that car. And he just felt so defeated. Like, I'm trying. I'm being her husband. I'm trying to, make her like what I like. I'm like, I appreciate that, but I have my own style.
Right.
My style is my style.
Right.
And it took him a while to get that.
I don't buy gifts no more.
So,
no, he don't buy gifts.
So was there ever a moment in you guys' marriage where it was challenged to the point where you're like, all right, now we gotta fix this because we don't want to go down that road?
But like what?
It's where I don't know if it's communication or if it's other people involved or whatever that challenged your marriage.
Of course. So like I said, when I was deployed, that was the first challenge.
Okay.
Because I deployed 2 weeks after we got married.
Okay.
So yeah, I deployed.
Oh wow, 2 weeks. Okay,
2 weeks. Like I said,
off the marriage.
Yeah. So like I said, I knew when the deployment was coming and everything like that. And like I was trying to say earlier, I wanted to solidify my relationship. I wanted to give my girlfriend the benefits of a military spouse and give my child the benefit of a military spouse. If I was to pass away over there, she wouldn't get anything. Or if something was to happen to me, she wouldn't get anything. She wasn't my wife. So I wanted to secure that, I loved her and my relationship that much that I wanted to make sure that she would be taken care of if something happened to me. So that was a big aspect of me making that decision to take that next step. Yeah. 1. 2, we got married in September. 2 weeks later, I was off for deployment. And so I was going to be gone for 6 months. And
were you worried?
Of course I was worried.
Yeah.
Of course I was worried because even though we were married, she was still out here in this world by herself without me. So I was still worried. What I know now is that, just being married doesn't really it's supposed to keep you locked in, but you're a human being. Yeah. And I left her like 2 weeks after being married. So the first challenge was that just, her feeling, missing her husband and feeling lonely and stuff like that. I was definitely worried that, things would happen while I was gone and stuff like that.
How did you deal with him being gone for 6 months?
So I had my cousin move in with me.
Okay.
Because he was going through a rough patch, and then I was just working.
Okay.
We was on the phone, not even on Skype. Remember Skype? We was on Skype back then. And he was in Bahrain, so like the time, we only had like a window of like 2 hours to talk before it was time for me to go to bed, before he had to go to do his military stuff. So it was like we was on the computer at like 9 to like 11 every night. So that was getting me by. But then I went to Bahrain. I went to go see him. And I was like, oh my God.
And she actually wasn't supposed to do that.
Yeah, he snuck me out there.
She was not supposed to do that.
I was there for a week.
But I found somebody, from one of the other services that was actually permanent party out there that she had a place and she stayed with her.
Wow. And this house was like a fortress. It was like all marble because the Middle East, they just got money over there. So it was like a whole thing. But the person who I was staying with, she had me like locked in her house because she had to go to work and she couldn't. I wasn't supposed to be in there. So when she wasn't there, I was stuck in her house for hours. And then I didn't understand the TV because they were in a different language.
Yeah.
So it was torture.
My schedule was I was 24 on, 24 off. So every other day I had a day.
And I couldn't even talk to you when you was working. So he wound up coming or whatever. So long story short, I don't know how deep you want to get or personal you want to get, but after coming back home from Bahrain, like now I'm like, I got some dick. I want some more.
So yeah.
How do I find it? What do I do?
Yeah. So
where's my husband?
Right.
Yeah, that was you talk about challenge. This is the communication piece that we have had to have.
So I had to, I had to ask him, can I go out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he said yes.
Wow.
I ain't say yes right away though.
It was an argument. A few times.
It was an argument. It was definitely an argument. And I was devastated because I'm like, I just married you 2 weeks ago. Well, not 2 weeks ago, but just a couple months ago. And you come out here to see me and I send you back home. And now you asking me for permission or a hall pass or whatever to do. And now I'm in a very vulnerable state because I'm overseas serving my country. Don't really have access to certain things, but in that situation, I made on my end, I made whatever happen for me. I had to. Well, I ain't have to, but it was just like, if that's
I think it's the first time we ever revealed this story to anybody. I mean, this is public knowledge now.
Well, you brought it up. So, but anyway, but nah, it was, I was 2 weeks.
It happened. Okay, it happened.
Yeah,
we're human.
Yeah,
it happened. And we're still together 22 years later. But
I mean, it was a tough time because I was over there.
Yeah.
I was over there and doing my thing. And I was like, you want to do what? Like, nah, no, hell no. Right. Like, nah, I'm not just, no. All right, fuck it then, fuck it. You know, that's how it was. That's how it was, though, because you asking me what you asking me. And I'm like, you're married. We're married.
But then after that situation, we realized, because again, even after that situation, we were still talking, like still intentional. Like, so then he wound up coming home and then there was.
I mean, so when we was in that situation, I was, I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do me while I was over there. So I, you know me. Right. I'm not gonna lay down and just be like, all right, go ahead, baby. No, I did my thing while I was over there. I had to take some chances to do it, but it didn't make me feel no better about what I was doing.
And he told me.
Just because
he communicated with me.
Just because, I wanted to be or feel like I wasn't being taken advantage of, you know what I'm saying? So I did my thing over there. She did her thing over here while I was away. And then
it was just one time.
Yeah, it was whatever. And then I came back home. So then I had to come back home facing like, yo, do I divorce? I've only really been married to her for 2 weeks.
So how because men, we got pride.
Yeah.
How did you let go of that pride?
I mean, shit. I mean, it took, it took us having to go to a lot of therapy, and stuff like that. And
that's good.
Because it came up later.
Well, no, what happened?
It wasn't fully resolved.
Yeah, it came up later, and it kept coming up over the course of our marriage because it was just like, I, eventually, I did say, go ahead. When you tell the female, go ahead, they just do it. That's your yes. But that ain't how really you truly feel inside. You just frustrated with the fact that you asked me some bullshit. You asked me some bullshit to do. And from my perspective, you asking me for something. And now I'm just throwing my hands up like, yo, go do what you want to do. Do whatever. Because you're a human being. You're going to do what you want to do anyway.
Right.
So do you undo me? Because I need to self-protect myself in the situation. So when you talk about pride, I came back to a reality like, okay, I was just gone all this time. Now I'm back in the real world. And okay, what happened in Bahrain, whether it was what I did or what she did while I was over there. Now we standing here, we got to stare and look each other in the face and try to pick up the pieces because we really only been married for 2 weeks. We really only been married for 2 weeks, and we had a child. So it's like I said, that 2 week, and then me gone, and then all of this stuff happening while I was gone. Now I got to come back home and fix it, or to say to hell with it, or let it go. And I decided my decision was to stay married, work it out, fix it. I didn't have enough time being married before all of this had happened. So
y'all true to those vows.
Yeah.
I hit my vows.
Yeah, we was like, shit, like.
So let me ask this. So y'all addressed it, right? Y'all talked about it. Y'all came together. So when y'all have disagreements or some sort of, I know y'all don't argue like that. It doesn't come back anymore, does it?
It has come up, and that's why we seek that counselor, because it just come up in different ways. So like that situation, it's not that it was that situation. It's just like the motif of that situation. It shows up in different parts of our relationship. So just the whole, I want to make you happy. I want to please you. You know, our yeses need to be our yeses. Our no's need to be our no's. That's pretty much what it is. So so that was a situation that was like, you said yes, but you didn't really mean that kind of thing. But that's how it shows up in other places in our relationship. But even now that we recognize that that's something that we work on, we constantly work on that, because we ultimately want to be together. We work well together, all the things. We love each other. Yeah. But we can't let that motif keep showing up. It got to be, okay, we got to make a change. We have to say yes to yes, say no to no. Like, we have to, because otherwise there can be some resentment that builds up if you are not true to what you tell your partner. And that's the thing, again, is about, you say what you need, say what you say, and mean what you say. So
yeah, I'm grateful that I didn't make the decision to divorce back then, because we wouldn't be standing here today. Yeah, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't have been able to accomplish what we have been able to accomplish together all these years later. That was 2012.
How long y'all been married now?
14 years.
14 years. So y'all passed that 10-year mark. Okay.
Yeah.
But we've been together for 22.
Yeah. So we can stand here and talk about it today. Yeah. Because,
because it really didn't matter. That thing didn't really matter.
It was growth.
It was, yes, I think it was hurtful at the time, but that situation in the grand scheme of things wasn't worth neither one of us losing our relationship, like throwing our relationship away. And I would say that to people. I don't condone cheating or anything like that, but what I can say, because it's natural to not be monogamous. Why are there so many people cheating? Because it's actually not normal to be monogamous.
Ooh, you bring it up.
It's the truth.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm just talking about other people, because a lot of people are like, "What she talking about?"
Yeah.
Well, but that's when faith comes in. That's when faith comes in. That's when your religion comes in. That's when the discipline in the Bible comes in.
Well, I'm not even talking about that part.
No, I'm just saying, what I'm saying is that you say that it's not normal, but in order for us to feel that is a normal feeling, we got to have a certain level of discipline, and we use our religion to
consummate it.
To balance it out, because
you need that level of restraint.
Yeah, we have that animal in us. We all got that animal in us, and religion balances that. It keeps us disciplined. It's all about discipline.
But I'm like,
if that wasn't there, then.
But that, so I appreciate that, what you're saying. And that's another thing, when you communicate with your partner, you need to acknowledge what they say.
Yeah.
So I appreciate what you're saying, because that is true for people who are trying to be monogamous.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say.
They need those other tools. But what I'm saying outside of religion is that all of us are not, and even that situation we had, monogamy is a lifestyle, right? Yeah. If you go outside your partner once or twice, I don't consider it a lifestyle. That's just something that happened. But monogamy is a choice to say, I'm going to stay with this person one time forever. That's not normal. That's not, because otherwise we wouldn't see what we see today. It's how you deal with your relationship with your partner with another person. So if this person is sexual, right, and this is something that they're working on, and they go out and they do certain things sexually with somebody, if you chose that person and you know this is something that they're working on, and you know monogamy is not really that attainable, then you have to have a conversation with your partner around those proclivities that they have, because this is somebody that you chose. Now, some people pride themselves on being monogamous because they're like, I'm a jealous person. I don't want to see you with nobody else because I'm not going to be with nobody else. And that's completely fine. But you can't just because you're jealous, you can't expect your partner to feel that same way too. So in these situations, when you have infidelity in your relationship, you have to really understand why it happened. Maybe your partner got fulfilled in a way that you thought you were fulfilling them and you didn't. Maybe there was just an experience that they wanted to have that they couldn't experience with you. There's a lot of reasons why people cheat. Now, if you're a serial cheater, that means you really don't need to be with one person at all. You should just keep it a buck. I want to be single. Make sure you wear a condom or whatever. But keep it a buck. But don't get in relationships with people if you can't be committed to being with that person and that whole person. And when I say whole person, you may need to expect that in your long-term marriage, there may be some infidelity at some point in time. How do you deal with that? You can't just throw your whole life away for somebody if they stepped out one time or whatever, because I don't think it's worth it.
So let me play devil's advocate for a second. So if Tavon was to come to you and say that I don't want to be monogamous anymore, I want us to have partners, both of us to have partners. How would you? What would be your response?
We've had that conversation before.
Oh, you actually had that conversation. Okay.
We've been through a lot. So
22 years we've been together.
Because it's like, okay, what if we did this?
It's always what if. It's always, hey,
what if we did this?
It's always what if, because that's how you know, when you living with somebody and they become your life partner and you looking like, hey, we've been together for 22 years and we want to be together for the next 20 years, you know, what does that look like? How do we navigate life together?
If these situations come up.
Because if these situations come up, what do we do? How do we handle it? You know what I mean?
So when it comes to that conversation was based on, okay, well, how does that look? Right? Like, do you have a person that you're talking to and I don't know the person? Do I meet the person? Are you going to be leaving the house and going on dates with the person while I'm in the house? Is the person come over here? Like, we talked about the nuances of that, but then also was like, okay, does this fulfill you? If you try that, would that fulfill you in any kind of way? And how can I support that fulfillment? So it was really when we had that conversation was about why do you want to do it? And what will be our boundaries around that if it was something that you want to do. Because I'm very supportive of what Tavon wants to do. He's not someone who wants to be a polyamorous person, but if his happiness, if he's like, I want to be that, and I'm not trying to lose my wife for that, then I'm going to be like, okay, well, how can I support you? Let's talk about what that looks like for us. It's going to change our relationship, obviously, but what can we do to make that work? And these are my boundaries around that, because then I'll be like, okay, well, I got to meet the girl. Does she have kids? You know, are you looking for a sister wife? Like, I need to know these details as to why you want this lifestyle. So I'm not scared of those conversations. I'm not at all.
Okay, that's great. That's great. That's very mature, both. There's a lot of people not that mature.
I mean, hey,
you got some dudes saying, "Ain't no other dude dog walking my wife."
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it. You know, that doesn't mean that it's happened. You know what I mean? And to those degrees, like what she talking about. But we talked about it.
We too into each other to have that even.
Yeah, that's
like we already know that. We're too much together for anybody to be.
Even though we've talked about it, we've never achieved that type of level of that thing. I don't know, polyamorous. I guess that's what you can consider it. We've never achieved that. You know what I mean? On to the degrees that's out here. You know, because it's people out here that really, really get down like that. And my thing is that whatever we talk about or discuss or try, we should always be able to come back to center and figure, you know, come back to us. These different lifestyles that's out here is always going to be there.
We have a friend, he was like, I'm dating 4 or 5 different women. And I was like, oh, so you poly? And he was like, I was like, are the girls poly that you with? He was like, I'm poly, but they not. I'm like, okay, well, that means you out here lying, because if you sleeping with 4 people and they don't know you're sleeping with 4 people, you're putting them in a poly relationship, and they don't know that they're in one. And I don't think that's right. I think people should be very transparent about what their sexual lifestyle is.
Absolutely. All right, so this rapid fire question. So the first thing on your mind, and when I ask the question, this is the first thing on your mind. It's not a long, drawn out answer, just the first thing that come to your mind. All right? First question. Who is more jealous?
Who are you asking this to?
Tavon.
What am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to say?
One word response.
Do
you agree? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Oh, you don't agree?
Jealous? No, I don't agree.
You don't agree? Okay.
Oh, wait, start over. Do it again.
Who's more jealous?
Do it again.
Because Tavon get mad at me. He feels like I'm not, I could be more jealous because I'm so cool. Like, I'm good. Like, I got a lot of confidence. I don't think just because because Tavon is very handsome, I don't think that a girl just gonna come and take him from me. Like, I'm like, okay, you could talk to her, whatever, but I'm good.
Okay.
If you decide to leave, that's your loss.
She really okay.
I mean, okay. I mean, of course, there are times that I'm like, I don't like that.
Whatever.
I don't like disrespect. I don't like disrespect, but I'm not jealous.
Okay. All right. Whatever. She's so hardcore. She's so hardcore.
Okay.
She's so hardcore. She just sit back and just be like, okay, all right.
All right. Next question. Who spends more money?
Robin.
That by default, because I buy the stuff for the house. I'm buying stuff for the kids all the time.
No, that ain't no by default. She's at the crab spot. She's at the crab this and crab that 3 or 4 times a week.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Losing stuff in here.
She definitely be at the crab spots buying crabs and stuff all the time.
But Tavon buys more stuff for himself. Like I rarely buy stuff for me. But the things he buys are pretty expensive. Like if he buys clothes and stuff like that. But men's clothes are more expensive anyway. But I go to the crab spots, but I'm like, babe, come with me. So
Robin spends more money.
A lot of my money is spent on food.
Yeah,
it's definitely not on me. It's on a shared experience.
Okay. All right. Who is more romantic? I probably know the question. Answer to this one. Yep. I'm gonna say you.
Me.
All right. Who's more likely to hold a grudge?
Me. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it might be me. Too.
If you holding it like low, and you still doing things.
Oh.
But my grudges are outward. Like I'll leave the house type shit.
Okay. Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe I hold it in and I deal with it on my own. And you may get caught blindsided later because I did something because of something.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
But no, when I get mad at you, you know it.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about it later. But I'm like, yeah, because you did this and this and this. That's fine. Because this time we haven't talked, but that's because I'm like, fuck that nigga.
All right, so we even on that one.
All right, so who gets their way most often?
Me.
She do.
She's the queen. She's supposed to.
She do, but I'm changing that. I'm changing that. I'm changing that timetable.
All right, who initiates intimacy most?
I think
it's even.
Even?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's probably me because I just ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll be in the bed, I just be like, I don't wait.
Which one of you would survive longer without the other?
Me.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah.
Without me?
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember, I went to Bahrain, didn't I? For 6 months.
Okay, so let me say this.
My military experiences, that thing has helped me be able to get away and cope with it. You know, she does. She has.
Okay.
I feel like she got a little bit of separation anxiety.
Yeah.
Because she don't really know how to move about in the world so much comfortably without me, because I'm her safe place. I'm her protector, provider, and stuff like that. So when she got to go out and do her own thing or be anywhere without me, it's a struggle.
I mean, I would agree to that. But since I turned 40, I have been saying to myself, I want to be, I can do. I think it's his perception of me that I can't. And he doesn't give me the opportunity to do those things.
You just turned 40?
I just turned 40,
okay, welcome to the club.
Yes,
welcome to the 40
thank you.
Club. Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
I think that's his perception, but that is true. That, I mean, even when he's gone, like military, I'm in the house and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going crazy in here. Like, he usually is real cool in the house with the kids and shit like that.
Okay. All right. All right. So I got some closing questions for you guys. All right. After more than 2 decades together, what are you still learning about?
That's tough. What are we still learning?
Go ahead.
I'm learning about patience and understanding that people are like trees, right? They constantly need to grow and they constantly need to be watered and supported. You know what I mean? And each branch of that tree is going to be something new that they're going to present to you as they continue to grow. And so I'm just learning to allow space for that growth. I'm still learning that that we both got a lot of growing to do, you know what I mean? And we just got to have grace for each other. We got to allow grace for one another, for whatever that may be. So you just got to be prepared for that. You got to understand that, we just got a lot of growing to do,
Okay.
I feel like I have growing to do, but I feel pretty good where I am. I feel like what I'm still learning from you is what you want out of life. I'm excited for this next chapter because when I turned 40, I was like very like, babe, I want to do this. I want to explore this. And this, I was like very like, and I even recently was telling Tavon, I was like, what is your vision for the family? And he was like, God damn, like, cause I was watching Dr. Kari Bryant and she was talking about vision. And I just called him right away. It was like, Tavon, I don't see the vision for the family. Where's your vision? Again, I'm a very direct person. Right. I'm not walking around like, I called my husband. Yeah. And he said, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. But
he said, I get where you're coming from. But then the conversation went left because he felt I was attacking
She was attacking me because you don't just go and just be like, where's your vision? I'm at work and everything. And don't come attack or I ain't gonna say.
He was at work when you called?
Yeah. Don't come calling me talking about where's my vision just because you just got finished listening to a speech by some pastor. Like, come on. And so, that was definitely not the right way to do that, especially if you're trying to light a fire up under your husband or your man. But
it did because we're here.
One of the visions was
what's coming here.
Okay.
It worked.
It was like what happened to your friend? And I thought we was going to be on a podcast.
These are the things that we supposed to have vision for. So I'm learning what makes my husband happy. I'm still, because, he's at a specific age and I feel like there's a lot of things that he hasn't been able to do because him and I have been tethered so much together and rightfully so, but we've had a good life together, but I want to see Tavon start walking in his individuality and the things that he's excited to do that have nothing to do with me. I want to learn more about that side of him. So he mentioned riding his motorcycle, but when we moved to New York, we had to get rid of the bike because we didn't have no space and no way to park it and all this bullshit. And then the streets were like bumpy and crazy. So we got rid of it, but that was something that he loved. And he's been trying to get back there, but now we have 3 kids. Now he's older. He hasn't been riding a long time. It's a liability. What if you get hurt? Life insurance, all this stuff. So it's like a lot of extra added caution and risk on top of it now than it was back then. But that is something that he really enjoys. So recently he just signed up for 100 Black Men. I don't know if I'll put all that out there, but he now is looking for a group of men that could like pour into him and expose him to different things that have nothing to do with me.
Yeah,
I'm excited for that for him.
So for me, that's definitely, I'm being very intentional about the things that I want to, do for myself. I've been through a lot in my life. We've been through a lot together. So I got it. Like I said, when I was saying I'm turning the tables, I'm turning more inward to myself. I have to do that because I live in a house with her, which my wife, which you can see is special, and I got 3 other girls too that also want my attention and is daddy all of them. So it's a lot to on me, but I feel like I'm on assignment. I feel like I'm on assignment. God wouldn't have gave me all these blessings if I wasn't strong enough to deal with them and manage them. You know what I mean? So, but I'm learning more now to take better care of myself and focus on myself and do the things that I want to do.
He does a lot, Terrance. And
I do a lot.
I don't know if you know, we went to Ezreal's funeral together. And that was
my high school sweetheart. She passed away. Rest in peace, Ezreal Gill.
You remember her?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
she passed away, and actually she passed away the day her services was the day we closed on
our house that we just built from the ground up.
Wow.
So we left the closing table to
the funeral,
to her services, and she was there with me.
Wow.
To support him, and that was the woman that or the girl he was with before me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were together for a long time. So I wanted to be there for him because I knew how special she was to him. It didn't matter that she was his ex-girlfriend. Mm-hmm. Like, I know some women be like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
That was like a life
to support
before
that.
my life. It was like a life I had.
Yeah, she never bothered us ever. Like, it was never like in his DM, and I'm not even on social media.
Right.
But like, she was never like stalking him or anything like that. She just and her father was telling him that he was the one that got away for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I got him now, and he's good with me. I kept him straight.
Yeah. All right. What do you appreciate about your spouse today that you have taken for granted?
I know that right off top. For me,
let me think about this. But you go ahead. You go ahead. Let me think about this.
So I appreciate. So sometimes I feel like Tavon's weakness is him giving people grace and not being so aggressive and stuff. Because I'm like, well, why you didn't say it to them like this? Because you should have been more direct. But I do appreciate that because he has a way of speaking to people to calm them down, while sometimes I rile people up. But I don't look at me riling people up. It's some people are just not.
You're just direct.
But they're not keeping themselves accountable. So I'm not somebody who's gonna like bullshit with you. We're gonna have this conversation where sometimes Tavon likes to kind of dance around it and move, and and I'm like, well, get to the point. But I appreciate that because that way of communicating has calmed situations down where someone may feel defensive about me talking to them. So a lot of times when we're like on the phone with like customer service or shit like that, we have something big happening and we got to be on the phone with, such and such person, whatever. He's like, let me handle it because I'm like fast, like, well, ma'am or sir. And then I'm like, no, and then he's like, let me just, Robin, like the tax lady. So we had a major tax issue, and this woman, she was being disrespectful to me because I'm a financial advisor. So she was talking numbers. I talk numbers. So she was saying shit that she thought I didn't understand. I'm like, I heard what you said. And it's so she didn't like that. She didn't like that I was like going toe to toe to her, but I wasn't being disrespectful.
Right.
I was just talking her language.
Right.
And she felt like because I was younger than her, it was disrespect. So she was like, I don't want to work with y'all anymore. But we needed this lady. Like, she was good.
Yeah.
So Tavon was like, look, the next time, let me call her.
Yeah.
And he wound up talking to her. And she was like, okay, I'd rather talk to you than her. And we wound up keeping her, whatever.
So y'all balance each other out.
Yeah, for sure. Because in other situations, I get on the phone because he's taking too long. I get on the phone, I get shit done.
Right.
Because I don't deal with the fluff.
Right.
So for me, I've seen Robin go through some very life-changing events over the course of our relationship. She lost her mother, she lost her brother, she lost her cousin. Her relationship with her dad is not the best. So I've seen her be so resilient and so just compassionate about her own self and where she feels as though she should be, but then also the expectations that she has for people to come through for her in her life.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. She's very her discernment is very high when it comes to how she feels as though she should be treated by others. And so that's, early on in our relationship where everything is just, we young and having fun. But then when real life changing events happen, how do you respond to them? And each and every time she responded with like so much grace and respect and maturity. When her mom passed, she's the youngest out of her siblings, but she handled the whole thing on her own. Wow. She also made sure that, her mom had the proper insurance. And then when the insurance, kicked in, she graciously supported her siblings, even though she didn't have to.
Yeah.
So just being that type of person that's, she's big on principle. And she's, like she said, she's big on respect, but I've seen her handle things in life that I haven't yet to be able to have to handle. Yeah. I haven't lost a sibling. I haven't lost my mom. I'm blessed. I still got my grandparents and everything. I have a great family nucleus around me.
Yeah.
And she's been able to cope with that and deal with that in ways that, I've never had to deal with myself. So, that's one of the things that I appreciate from Robin is just her strength and her resiliency to keep pushing and keep moving on and keep our, family strong, even though me and her our relationship has been crazy over the years, but it's also been a blessing and it's been joyful and just it's been a journey. But it's been a great journey because it's made me the type of man that I am, that I'm strong enough to be able to cope with so many different emotions and feelings and experiences and I can handle them in such a way that, most men may not be able to deal with, like, the situation. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't no man want no other man doing nothing to his woman.
Yeah.
But these types of things happen. They these types of things happen all the time.
Yeah.
How you going to deal with it? How you going to respond to it? And how you going to do it in such a way where you're still respected and you still looked at as, as a man at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I have two more questions for y'all before we wrap up because I appreciate y'all time because I know it's late and then you got the babies at the house, so I'm gonna be respectful of y'all time. Next question for y'all. When your daughters describe your marriage years from now, what do you hope they say?
I hope they say, I want to find a love like my mother and father. So my 16-year-old now, that was actually when she had her first boyfriend. That's what she said. She was like, she was hoping that she could find something like what mommy and daddy have. And now, of course, she's young. She's not going to find that. But that's what she aspires to see that for herself.
Yeah.
In terms of the actual words, I would just want them to say my mother and father was an example of what a real marriage was, a real commitment was. Still having fun. Because sometimes people get lost in their marriage and it's like so serious. Like, one, your marriage is what you make it. But then two, like, hopefully you marry your friend. Because Tavon was my friend first.
Yeah.
Like, again, when we first met, one of the first dates that we went on was we went to Six Flags America. Like, who would have thought? and had a ball. Then the next day after that, he went in the trunk and he tried to do a little prank, and he locked himself in the trunk of the car. And like we was like, I was like, oh my God, Tavon is locked. And he was like, I'm dying. I can't breathe. It was a whole big thing. We were just having fun, and that's what we always go back to, is having fun. So I want my kids to be like, don't take your marriage so seriously, where you can't make mistakes, you can't have fun, and because at the end of the day, when the kids are gone, because like that's the goal, to get them out of the house, grow them up, it's gonna just be me and him. So I'm not putting my kids first. I got to take care of my kids, but this person comes before anybody because he was here before them, and he's probably going to be here after them. So he's priority always. So I want my kids to, they can describe it however they want to, but I just want them to know that this is the example of what they should be looking for.
Well, I would say this because I got girls. So whoever, first of all, I want them to find their father and whatever man that they decide to become
not
serious
their father. Maybe have some traits of their father.
I think you're trying to say see their father in that man that they choose. I think that's is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, because I don't want them to be their daddy.
Wait, hold on. You know what I mean? Okay. So
well, have the similar characteristics of their father, but not be their father.
Right.
No. So that's you see the communication? I hear what you said. Okay, let me sometimes correct it in the moment.
Come on, let me cook. Let me cook.
Go ahead.
Jeez. All right. But we all know the saying that young ladies, they go out and they tend to look for qualities that their dad has in the boys or young men that they date. So I'm hoping they choose wisely.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
And that their parents never gave up on each other. That they fought for what they wanted their family to look like and become. My vision, we talk about vision. I want my kids and my grandkids and my great grandkids to still be able to visit us and be in the same household together. I mean, that's the example I got from my family. So I have that vision for my own family that, me and my wife will end up being big mommy and big daddy. Which we have. I currently still have a big mommy and big daddy in my family. So it's like, I want that for us, because my grandmother, she just celebrated her 84th birthday and there was over 100 people there.
Wow. At our house.
Wow.
So I want that for me when I'm 80, 87, 89 years old.
And it's unfortunate that a lot of young people today don't envision like long term, like you having all these kids with different people. Like, what does your family look like in 50 years or 40 years with the kids? Like, where are they going?
So you can't get there. You ain't going to get there 80-some years without going through some struggle.
Yeah.
You're not going to get there, especially in this day and age, this time with all these influences and everything like that. So you got to be strong. And if you have that vision for your family, you're not going to let it go.
Yeah.
And Terrance, I know you have another question, but we've always, and especially Tavon, more Tavon over me, but he's always been long term. Like, it's always been my family first.
Yeah.
And that's why we work well together too, because I felt the same way. But he was like chartering that path, like, my kids, my family, this is my legacy. And he holds that very dear, and he's looking at long term.
Wow.
So in terms of like him, when we had that situation, he was like, why would I not stay with my wife when we have a baby? So we have a child. Why would I break up the household?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. When my vision is that mommy and daddy are together. So, I appreciate that. And I'm blessed that I have a man like that, because there's a lot of women who don't have men who think about long term with them. But even if I don't like the woman, what about your kids? You have 2 kids with this person or whatever.
Yeah.
What does the long term picture look like for you guys?
Yeah, you guys represent Black excellence. That's what your daughters see. Black love and Black excellence. So that's awesome. All right. So my last question Now, Robin, I need you to be a little bit cheesy on this last question, right? Because I know you're not into the mushy stuff. But this is for both of you to answer, okay? All right. So I want you guys to finish this sentence to each other. All right. All right. Our marriage is stronger because you what?
I or him?
To each other. Say it to each other.
Our marriage is stronger together because you never give up on me.
Our marriage is stronger together because you believe in me.
Okay.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So now this is my definitely last question because I want to end on a high note. Even though, but this interview was great. This interview is great. If you could renew one promise to your spouse tonight, not from your wedding day, but based on everything you know now, what would that promise be?
My promise to Tavon would be to accept him and to provide grace.
That's good right there.
Thanks.
That's good.
My promise to Robin would be that I would continue to hold space for forgiveness and appreciation.
Good stuff, y'all. This is real good stuff. All right. Well, I want to thank y'all again because you guys are the first couple that been on Past the Mike Son podcast. So this is a big moment. So yes. Also, this is episodes of reputation, like I said, of Black excellence, Black love. And I want people to see this episode and gain some nuggets from it, because there's some things that probably going through like, oh, damn, they went through the same thing. So, okay, all right, I'm going to take that nugget from Robin. I'm going to take that nugget from Tavon. So this is going to be a great episode when it drops. So look out for in the next 2 weeks. It's going to drop. I'll definitely keep y'all updated, and you need to get on social media so you can so you can share with your family and friends. Yes. It will be on YouTube. I'll give you guys the link to the YouTube, my YouTube channel, so you guys can take a look at it. So we, just like we started the podcast with this saying, we're going to end the podcast with this saying. Here at Pass the Mic, we don't pass judgment, we pass the mic.
That's right.
Thank y'all again. I appreciate y'all. Yes. Appreciate y'all, and everybody have a good night out there. Peace.
Thank you.
Peace, y'all.
Mic check 1, 2. Yeah. I said it's Past the Mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. I said it's Past the Mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. It's Past the Mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. It's Past the Mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. Every single man needs some support. Go ahead, speak your mind, don't hold back, let's talk. Every single man needs some support. Go ahead, speak your mind, don't hold back, let's talk. Now I see you at your lowest, I've been there before. Tell me what's been on your mind lately, let's talk. You don't have to hold it all inside no more. Tell me what's been on your mind lately, let's talk. I see you at your lowest, I've been there before. Tell me what's been on your mind lately, let's talk. You don't have to hold it all inside no more. Tell me what's been on your mind lately, let's talk. Said it's Past the Mic, son. Podcast show. Men's mental health, I had to let you know. It's Past the Mic, son. Podcast show.